my little Monsters and Ghouls, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a chit-chat, talk with me thing about what's going on in the goth community and the controversy there. So, can you be goth without listening to goth music? Well, I think I could put that question in. What makes you goth without anything else? What makes you goth without the music? This goth that we know today, not the goth movements before, not the architecture, and not the goths from the Roman time and all this existential stuff, without bringing in all the past, well, some of the past, without bringing that in. What makes you goth? What started this movement? You know, people say, what, the chicken or the egg? Well, the music. Obviously. The music started this movement. This right here, from the late 70s, early 80s, or the mid 70s, early 80s, goth was brought upon by the music. And then the darkly inclined fashion came with it. So punk too. Punk wasn't punk, if we want to dissect it really. Goth was a branch off of punk, and punk was about the music. It wasn't about the style, it wasn't about clothing, it wasn't about what you wore, it wasn't about, you know, what you dressed like. It was about, you know, the establishment and, you know, getting the word out there through the music of things like that. So it was about music. Same thing with goth. Goth is about the music. The clothing is an extension of the music, or at least it should be. How the music that comes through your ears floats into your head, goes down through your body and out through your mouth as you're singing it, that should be your inspiration for the style. If you've gotten to goth because you saw the style first, well, I mean, that's cool, don't get me wrong, but don't be opposed to learning where the actual subculture started. That's like going into the Japanese culture and saying, I'm gonna dress just like these Japanese people, but I know nothing about their culture, I know nothing about their heritage, I know nothing about where they came, I know nothing about this place, but I'm just gonna go over here. Isn't that kind of like cultural appropriation, that everyone's screaming, taking bits and pieces that you like and then throwing the rest of the subculture away? I kind of think that's cultural appropriation in this subculture. So that's just my personal opinion. You do not have to agree. Please feel free to leave in the comments if you don't agree. But in my personal opinion, it's the music. Because when I wasn't able to dress like this, when I wasn't able to put on black lipstick and red eyeshadow and a heavy eyeliner and do collars and chokers and all the things that I wanted to do, it was the music that I identified with. It was the music that I could escape to and listen to and envelop myself in and still have a piece of the goth culture. Clothing is awesome. And clothing, yeah, people focus on their clothing all the time because they want to look good. But when I say things, when I see pictures of people back in the day, I don't see them in their room posting pictures of what I wore in a day or outfit of the day or this or that in the 80s. Where are these people sitting when they're dressed like this? They're not sitting at home in the living room. They're out at a club, they're out at a show, they're out at a party, they're out in the night. You see what I'm saying? So the clothing was just for show. It was an extension of the music that they were listening to. And they weren't just sitting around in their homes wearing these pieces. They were out, showing that they were spooklings of the night. But it wasn't about the clothing. The clothing was just something that you wore when you went out because it went with the darkly themed mood. Now, I've heard people say, oh, well, if you say that they're darkly inclined, then where do you break off the subculture? Then what are these people who do this and these people who do that? Now, I just think we're picking at straws, honestly, okay? You can't say you are part of a subculture while only picking parts of the subculture. You can't do it. It doesn't work that way. if you want to be a part of the goth subculture, you do have to listen to goth music. Hold! Hold, before everyone's screaming, well, I don't like Susie, and I don't like Bauhaus, and I don't like Joy Division, and Do you honestly think those are the only bands round? Really? Let's just be honest. Because, and backtrack, I don't like all of Susie's music, I don't like all of Bauhaus's music, I don't like all of Joy Division's music, I don't like all of Specimen's music, I don't like all of these people's music, I don't even like Alien Sex Fiend. You know, everybody that's like one of the iconic bands is Alien Sex Fiend. I don't like Alien Sex Fiend. And you know what, that's okay. Because there are multitudes of branches of goth music. There is neoclassical, neo-rock, goth rock, post-wave, excuse me, yeah, it's like it's post-wave. Was it post-wave? No, dark wave, cold wave, death rock. There's so many genres of goth music that fall under that goth umbrella because of the sound, because of what they write about and things like that. It's not just Susie. It's not just Joy Division, and it's not just Bauhaus anymore. It's not just The Damned or The Cure or whatever, because I really don't even particularly care for The Cure. I like some of their songs, but Robert Smith just really doesn't do it for me. Sorry. You know? So I don't even really care for all of the classics, you see what I'm saying? But I have a respect for where the music came from, and I like other people who are in that genre. I just don't like that band. Not all goth music sounds like, which The Cure isn't bad by the way, but not all goth music sounds like The Cure or Susie and the Banshees. And really go through their music too, because there are certain songs that I do like by The Cure, but I really just don't like The Cure as a whole. I would never go and sit at one of the concerts just to listen to a group of songs. I wouldn't do that, you know. For Joy Division, heck yeah, but not for The Cure. For Susie and the Banshees, it would be 3 songs for me and I'd be out. So what I'm saying is that it is about the music, and you do have to listen to goth music in order to be goth, but you don't have to listen to the tried and true goth bands. Why would you want to be in a subculture where you don't like parts of the... Why would you want to be in a culture where you don't like parts of the culture? And a culture that you can choose to be a part of. So it's not like it's the black culture or the white culture where you were born this way and you can't choose to be either one. No, this is a subculture where you can choose to stick your feet into, or you can choose not to. And if you don't like the rules, then don't join the club. I mean, I really don't know. I don't understand how hard that is for certain people. That's like the country club. If you don't want to follow the country club rules, you don't join the club. If you don't like their rules, you don't join. If you want a goth culture that only focuses on fashion and that's purely it, then you're gothically inclined. You're darkly inclined. You like the extension of goth, but not what goth actually is, which is the music. So that's just... I don't know, that's just how I see it. That's just, in my opinion. Obviously, you can feel free to disagree. You can say I'm an elitist or whatever that is. But personally, I'm just breaking down the fundamentals. And if through all these examples you still don't understand, oh well for you. That sucks. So maybe I hope this video didn't come off as too bitchy, but it probably did, because people are just kind of, you know, emotional and moody and in their feelings, and that's okay. But the truth of the matter is what the truth of the matter is. If you don't particularly care for goth music, and that's what the subculture started on, then quite frankly, you aren't a goth. You're darkly inclined, you're gothically inclined, but not a goth. It's not about clothing, because there are plenty of goth people who can't dress the way they want to, or just choose not to, but they love the music. So, what makes you... Can you be goth without... I just merely wiped out those videos in one. Can you be goth without listening to goth music? And what makes you a goth without the clothing? The music. Because when I sat there when I sat there listening and thinking about it, what makes me goth? What makes me goth? If I strip off all the makeup and I strip off all the lights and decorations and fanciful stuffs, you know, it's the music. The music is what I resonated with. That's something that my mind always kept coming back to. Always. You can be spookily inclined. There are plenty of spooky inclined people or have a dark mindset who like spiders and coffins and witches and fairies and all these extra things, but they're nowhere near goth. They're the preppiest prep people that you would ever think of, but they like all that extra dark stuff. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I look forward to this discussion because I know it's been one that's been had for quite a while, but I just want to throw my 2 cents in because I have an opinion about almost everything. So let's get this discussion started, shall we? Remember, I upload at least 2 new videos every week, and I will see you all in my next video. Remember, until then, stay freaky and spooky, and I will see you all soon.